All right. What's up, everyone? I am Veronica, the founder of the Dunedin Wellness Collective, and I'm here today with Elasa Tiernan, who is the owner of R3 Miracles in Palm Harbor. And I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Elasa. She is a very talented healer, and I had the pleasure of receiving a session with her last week. And not only is your space, it's literally when you walk in, you feel like you're walking into like a piece of heaven, kind of like your background there. That's what it feels like in your
Totally.
space. But also you just have a very grounded, high vibrational presence that made me feel like I was in good hands automatically, like I could trust you and surrender to the work. So thank you for that. And I
Absolutely.
would love for you to just tell everyone, for someone who's never experienced your work, because I know you have a few different skills and modalities that you bring in depending on who you're working with and the situation. So just tell us a little bit about what it is that you do,
Yeah,
like as if you're explaining it to someone new.
absolutely. So ultimately, we're all looking to embody our highest potential.
Mhm.
And what does that mean to embody? It means to actually live it, let your nervous system be regulated to it. And all those high desires are meant to be lived out, but a lot of times people have old subconscious programs that need to be deleted, upgraded, understood, forgiven, essentially rewiring your nervous system to these new higher set of belief systems that will allow your best life. So I basically, right when we meet, we're going to just sit together and talk about your goals. And when we actually have you either sit up or stay sitting up or lay down, you're either going to go into regression, all life regression, to find those subconscious programs that need to be uprooted. And a lot of times we'll find that they're pre 7, pre 12 years old, where you are just taking everything in like a sponge and memorizing life to be a very just limited life because of whatever survival. A lot of people this lifetime and hundreds of years are basing their decisions off of survival. And so they're
Mhm.
fear based decisions. So we have to like do that little bit of reprogramming of your life. And so the beginning of my work has that sense of clearing out those subconscious programs. And when I have people lay down to do that work, I love to regress them and take them through just a relaxing process. And then we go through different doorways to find those memories pretty easily. Sometimes people have a little bit of a challenge. It seems dark or they can't seem to gather a memory, but yet they can gather a feeling in their body. So if someone can't find that memory, we at least work with the body and do some somato emotional release to find, what emotion is repressed there. Once we start to move things around the body with really just breath work and visualization, for years I worked a lot with cranial sacral hands on the body, but this time right where we're at, I really don't have to touch the body so much as I used to. It's people are ready to unwind this more in their aura.
Mhm.
And so we do the regression, we'll do hypnosis, and we do a lot of channeled coaching. So
Mhm.
that channel coaching may look like, again, looking at your goals and seeing what is your consciousness at large want to have me either ask you questions about, help you understand what's coming. So a lot of the channeled material is helping you see that it's possible and what are some literal practical steps to get you there.
Mhm.
So that coaching piece, people work with me at longer periods of time to coach, to birth apps, books, healing modalities I've helped create with people,
Mhm.
their life healing centers. I've helped open numerous wellness centers, metaphysical centers, crystal shops. Um, yeah, so really, when people come to me to go deeper, they're really wanting to launch their life in that highest and best way. So we can do like a one-off session where we get a lot done like you had done, or
Mhm.
people who really want to jump in deep, they will work with me for a couple months to do that more like mentoring.
I love
For
that.
years, yeah, for years, I just want to say one thing that I really focused a lot too on making sure people were trained. So when I do a session, I always try to make sure you can do something on your own so you don't have to come back to me. It's
Mhm.
more of you feel like if it's beneficial to work with a coach, you're working with me, but it's not because you don't have the same skills I do. And
Mhm.
so some people will come on like once a month. They do a Saturday healing arts class.
Mhm.
We have one coming up on the 9th where I'll be teaching higher self hypnosis.
Fabulous. You'll put that on the calendar in the group so that everybody
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see it.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So I've always had a center. I've had a center for 25 years,
Mhm.
so that I have a lot of ideas that come to me, and I love community. So I'm usually having community members also offering things alongside. But we've really focused, probably the last 10 years on a lot of sound, light, and good energy, kind of like what Nikola Tesla was sharing about what medicine would include. And so we've got some really cool technologies at the center right now we got a med bed, a light bed. We
Yeah.
have vibrational technologies. And we have, even the walls are scalar painted. So there's just, you come to the space, whatever you're doing, even if you're just coming for some tea to meet somebody, you definitely feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave.
Right? It's good.
And I love that you're creating a ripple effect out in the world by, having people launch their healing practices. That's amazing.
Yes. I love seeing that, especially when we'll have groups come through that might sign up to do like a whole 10-month training for those once a month Saturdays so they can really master their healing arts or find what tools I could share with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how a lot of people end up making their own modality. I really encourage that because we all come in with such unique genius.
Hmm.
And sometimes, I have a lot of people say, well, I'm already really adept in all of this work, but I feel drawn to come here. And it's because collectively, when we work together in the intensives and the weekend retreats or the certifications, so much more opens up through our group
Yeah,
that,
group intention for sure.
right? And is for the collective, for that, where
Mhm.
we're heading as far as, grounding heaven on earth. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Speaking of heaven on earth, I was just reminded during our session, I don't know if you remember, but there were a couple times when I was on the table with my eyes closed and I was like, did you just open the curtain? Did you just turn the light on? Because I could physically see
Yeah.
the light in front of me. Tell us about that. What was happening there?
That usually happens when when we're in the regression and have you go higher and higher, lighter and brighter.
Mhm.
What happens is essentially you are projecting the reality. I'm projecting my universal projection, and we are multiversally projecting two at once. So it's just interesting, when we're doing that step, it's happened so many times where literally the sun just like starts pouring in and the room gets brighter.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I
you
love
had that experience.
that.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
really
really cool.
yummy.
So tell us about, for people who are listening, who is this work for? Who do you help? What
Yeah.
do you help people with?
It's
Besides,
for,
I know you mentioned a little bit of it, but besides what you've mentioned.
yeah, it's really for everybody. People who end up coming here are people who are looking to step into their higher self, highest potential. A lot of healing arts people find me, but it doesn't have to be that. It's, mothers. I work with a lot of kids through the years
Oh.
who might have been, labeled a certain term, and I just remind them what a genius they have. And so get them used to understanding their gifts.
Hmm.
But really, anybody who's just wanting to work on something as far as embodying their highest potential.
So, like for a specific goal that somebody's working on,
Yeah.
it is kind of like from what I experienced in our session, it's like a fast track from where you are now to where you want to be. It just kind of, as you
Yes.
say, collapses the timeline.
Yeah, you're
Speed
collapsing, you're
up.
stepping into it. And
Yeah.
we're always looking for the root, what we call a conception point, rather than like doing years of therapy. This is about
Mhm.
you understanding the technology that you are, that whatever you focus on grows. So, if you can focus on that conception point where something began of a limiting belief, and
Mhm.
then we find out the understanding, we get permission to clear it, and we collapse it, then we open up the upgrade. What is the opposite of that belief system? And when you start encoding your nervous system with that belief system while you're in a relaxed theta state, your body says, oh, this is safe to change. I can actually allow this in. Whereas if you're like hyper and you're doing this work, which is fine, but do it whenever you can. But if you're more like in, a beta state, very active, your
Mhm.
body says this new, upgraded belief system you're telling me isn't true, and it sees it as a threat. So when you relax people, they really can, like you said, fast track and jump into that higher potential and that higher belief system.
I love that. It's like super, super powerful.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? If somebody wants to work with you, where do
Yes.
they find you?
So downtown Palm Harbor, our Three Miracles, it's off Illinois. There's a flashing light. And yeah, we've been here for 15 years. It's a cute little cottage.
Okay.
And yeah,
How about web contact information, like website? Where's the easiest place for people
yeah.
to
So r3miracles.com.
Okay.
And you can see other practitioners are here as well, that are doing yummy work as well. A lot of people here are trained to do the similar techniques.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
So upcoming we have, is it May 16th? You're going to be doing
Yes.
a pop-up group session or it is tell us about it. Tell us what is happening and then we're
Yeah.
going to put it on the calendar so people can find it.
So that's a new moon women's circle. We're really feeling
Mhm.
called right when the collective even launched. We were all feeling in the collective, I feel, to get the women gathered. I
Mhm.
went to an awesome Andreas Star, her gathering last night at Philippi. But we're going to do a women's circle on the 16th. It's a Saturday, 7 p.m.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah,
And we'll put it on the calendar. So everyone, if you feel called to join Elasa at the Women's Circle, please do. And we'll put it on the calendar. So thank you so
good.
much for your time. I
Thank
appreciate you.
you. I'm so glad you're doing this and bringing us all together in this
I'm
community.
super
We talked
excited.
we talked at the event last night. We're just a lot of them that had also joined the collective were there, and it's just
Oh,
exciting to
it's
see
just
us all expand.
it's
Yeah,
working. Like it that warms my heart to see that it's fulfilling its purpose to bring like-minded people together. So I'm so grateful for that. And people are finding each other and connecting with each other and
yeah,
fulfilling the needs and yeah, it's amazing. I'm so
cool.
grateful. Awesome.
Thank you,
All right,
Veronica.
thank you so much. Bye
Okay,
everyone.
bye.